A Baltimore poet and spoken word artist is nominated for a Grammy for his spoken word album called Black Shaman. I'm Janae Wright, and I got a chance to sit down and talk with the artist about what the nomination means to him. Marc Marcel was born and raised in Baltimore, and at the age of 10, he was diagnosed with dyslexia.
When I was younger, they never expected me to do anything educational-wise. I had to do with writing.
But he didn't let the learning disability stop him. In fact, writing became his strongest ability. He began taking writing seriously in college, at first writing novels, then poetry and spoken word.
I would say my writing in the beginning was more Black revolutionary. And then after about 2 years, I was looking in the mirror. I said, I don't want to be known as the Black revolutionary writer. I want to be known as a writer.
Now, 20 years into his career, his latest project, Black Shaman, is nominated for a Grammy for Best Spoken Word Poetry Album.
I didn't expect to get nominated because I knew what I was up against. You know, I was up against some names that have the machine behind them, quote unquote, or people who have bigger names. You know, or people who have been nominated before.
This recognition coming just 4 years after a flight to Hawaii that changed Marcel's life.
That was quite an experience, quite a defining moment in my life.
In 2021, a United Airlines flight departed BWI, and while in the air, one of the plane's engines failed. In that moment, Marcel says he thought the plane was going to crash.
I didn't beg for my life until I realized it was working the overhead that no one had. And that's when I was like, no, I got to get this out. And I can honestly say that moment is redefining itself each day, because I think back on that moment when I thought that I was okay with leaving here, thinking that my work was suffice or I had done enough.
Luckily, the pilots were able to safely land the plane. Marcel says the incident inspired him to continue creating even more work, which landed him where he is today, a Grammy-nominated artist. And of course, he wants to win a Grammy, but he says even if that doesn't happen, he wants his work to have a greater impact.
I just want to inspire people just to think outside the box, to not be so confined by the conditions that someone tells them that they're in.
So he encourages others not to let any obstacle get in the way of achieving their dreams. The 2026 Grammy Awards is scheduled for Sunday, February 1st. Janae Wright, WMAR 2 News.